Morning.
Morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, oh, good. So, right. What did you do in the last weekend?
Mm, just lazy at home.
All right, just lazy, right? Sit on the bench and then enjoy reading books or watching movies. Okay, good. Anyway, today we're going to have a speaking test, right? This is speaking test number 2 that we have after 10 topics. However, we only have 6 questions, right? Now, the first question I'd like to ask you, which is, what is your inspiration in life and why?
My inspiration in my life is a true hero. He is a symbol of the truth and the justice. Uh, Although he is being an alien, but he always tries his best to protect the peace of the people in the world. Here the motivation that make people uh, be hero like him and for me either.
Do you think to become a hero like him is going to be dangerous for the people around?
Mm, yeah.
Do you think if the people will imitate him, the symbol of the superhero, right? Is it dangerous for them?
No.
No. If you want to become a hero, you must have a strength, right? You should have ability, right? This is a superpower that not much people or even nobody gonna have except Superman, right? So maybe if somebody trying to become a superhero, they're gonna get trouble, right? So don't try to imitate him. Okay? Now, I would like to ask, how can you encourage yourself when you have a hard time?
If I have a hard time, I will thinking about my father. He is good, the good and wonderful father. He, when I was a child, he always take care of me. He always worry me. He he always said
Always look
uh,
after you, right?
say meaningful and good word to encourage me if I have hard time.
Okay, so that means he encourage you. He give you more motivation to keep moving on, right? So I think this is really appreciated, especially between the father and the son. So maybe it's gonna make you gonna be like more stronger right until now. That's really good. Now the next question, number 7. What do you think superheroes are real and why?
Yeah, I think superhero is real. At present is very superior out there, and it it can everyone like uh, policeman, fireman, fireman,
Fireman? You mean Iron Man? Firefighter.
firefighter.
Alright. So they actually the true hero, right? Okay. So what superpower you would like to possess?
Superpower I want to possess like intelligence
Why?
because if I have this, I can make my country and the world uh, um, bring out the development
Development.
development and make
Okay.
And help the human to
So that means if you have the intelligence, so basically you can help more people, right? You can create something more interesting in our reality, in our world. And basically, the intelligence is gonna help you to, gonna support you to create the new things, right, for the next generation or for the people around the world. They're gonna use your basically the achievement, right? So this is actually very good. So what if your intelligence gonna support for the bad things? What if people use your intelligence to create something bad?
that will
What do you think?
I think very bad. It's now the bad.
This always happens. So my question is, what can you do to protect yourself? Of the bad guys? What you gonna do to avoid that? Basically, you can use your intelligence to create the new things. So you also gonna use your intelligence to protect yourself, right? You know how it's gonna be, or you know what do you need to do to make, yeah, to be safe. Yeah, it's just basically the simple things. Well, so this is basically the number 7. Now number 8. What will happen if the people are free to travel through the time as they please?
I think it is very interesting because people can change their past and change their future is good better. But if you think differently, you can see that it will be good. Because if the people travel time in free, it's make it can make the reverse time and make the and make the effort the present or future in bad way.
Make the present or the future in the bad way? How exactly it's going to be bad? It's going to be worse. Like what?
Like uh, like you come to bed and fix your your point in your head. It can be
So it's going to turn yourself, for example, you change something in the past, right? Your present and the future also is going to be changed. And it's non-stop. It's actually very logical. If the people gonna travel through the time, of course they're gonna make change everything, and this world gonna be very messy, right? As long as they can go, of course, many people will die, or many people will get in trouble, right? So basically, the only thing they need to do, which is they must find out, they must find out what they need in this life, and especially what they um, what they didn't have in the past. They need to try from now on, from at the present, right? It's actually gonna support them to have more motivation to keep trying, right? Because if they stop or if they just think about what they're gonna change in the past and the present or their future are gonna be changed, so it's never gonna be happen, right? So basically, this is very important. Now, what are your hobbies?
Might be play game and hang out with friends.
So what kind of games do you like playing?
A game like MOBA or RPG.
Alright, so that's kind of like on mobile phone, right? Uh, it's kind of mini game. So which hobby are the most popular in Vietnam?
I think it drink and smoke.
Drink and smoke. Yes, Vietnam is more huge markets who has a lot of like smoker and yeah, um, drink a lot of drunk as well. So could you tell me like what should people do to avoid the bad habit in Vietnam? If they have the bad, you know, the bad hobbies like just drink and smoke all day. So, in your opinions, what kind of methods do you think people should use or they're gonna affect this society to reduce the smoker and the drunk people? How? According to the smoker and the drunk people, you know, nobody like them, right? Nobody like. When you stay beside them, and of course you feel uncomfortable, always noisy, always, you know, smelly, and of course it's gonna affect your health a lot, right? If you breathe the smoke from the smoker, of course you're gonna get the cancer quickly. So how can we stop them? We need to use the policy on the smoker, especially on the cigarette. So they will never, not much people gonna smoke all the time, right? And in that case, of course, it's gonna reduce the number of smoker and the drunk people, right? Alcohol and cigarette, that is two things really bad. So that's why the people shouldn't um, use it too much. Now, do you um, what habit do you admire the most?
I think I like most the taking care of the Japanese work life.
Why?
Because Japanese people have the
The Japanese people has really good work environment, right? The workplace really bright and it's only clean and tidy. What about their, you know, the habits in their workplace? What about the spirit? When they work, everything very strictly, isn't it? Everything is very strict. Why? Because they need to affect policy on the workers. So make sure they're gonna follow the rule. So that's why people said the Japanese rule is always very strict. However, it's gonna keep the people more easier to cooperate with each other. So basically, the Japanese workplace, this is the most environment that people are gonna admire, right? And we should learn from them. Okay. The last one. Do you think the younger people should learn history and why?
Yeah, I think young people should learn history because history not just say to us about the past and and history can make mis make,
History can make what?
history and
So why should you learn history? And you don't want to learn history?
because I want to know about my grandfather in the past to make the peace and develop in the present. Yeah.
What? You're gonna make the development? And what? Basically, you ran part of somebody before, which is our, superhero because they help us to have the present. They help us to have a Vietnam like nowadays, right? It's not easy to keep our peace. It's not easy to keep our mountain and river. Our ocean is still there. That's because of our father, our grandfather already kept it for us, right? So that's why we need to remember what they did for us. And especially we need to learn about history in many angles. So we can see how our Vietnamese history gonna be and what should we do to protect our home country. Alright? So people fight for our peace. And our generation, this is our responsibility to keep the peace and keep our happiness in the family. Alright? So, what continent do you want to go to and why?
I want to go to the Europe.
Europe?
Yeah.
Why?
Because in few months I will go there and I want to know many about their their control, their country, and their city.
So you want to explore the culture, the new culture, right? The new place, you want to study there, you want to develop your next generation there as well, right? So when you go there in the future, maybe, do you want to come back Vietnam again?
Yeah,
Why? Your family will go there, so why you have to go back Vietnam?
Vietnam is the one country I if I go someday.
So this is your home country where you were born, right? So you would like to come back here in the future, right? To visit sometimes, right? When you have free time, that's good. Okay, that's good enough. So thank you very much for this conversation. So the speaking test will be in now.